The AR-15. It's quite a funky rifle. I've not quite used to having the charging handle being on the back and only needing to. It only moves when you need to reload. But I am starting to like it due to its customizability. I've built it so that it has as many functions and abilities that the real one has. There are limitations due to this being made out of Lego. I decided against making iron sights due to them being a bit difficult. Let's start from the top and go to the bottom. So the barrel is easily removable due to a pin that I can easily put in and out. I tried to make it look like it had something similar to a muzzle brake or a compensator. Not sure how well I did, but I still like it. I made an angle grip. It's not easily removable, and due to the way that I built the entire rifle, it's technically upside down. This makes it so that I had to change how it was built. You can't really remove it. I have a angled sight. A lot of people in the real gun world don't really like these because it's not entirely useful. So you can just take it, flip it 45 degrees or so, put back. I am one of those people who don't really understand the purpose unless you're actually in the military and need it for whatever reason. I am quite far from being an expert on the military. For the magazine and the magazine release, I used some pins, and so I used some pins and a spring that allowed me to push the pin in and out, and then I used some slanted pieces so I can just push it in, although I am a bit nervous due to this being quite a bit fragile, as you just saw. I am too lazy to put that back together. You can also see how the charging handle works. It uses a spring. I'll go more into detail on that later. I have the ability to put on sights using these two, whatever they're called. Although it attaches relatively easily. It is a bit stiff though. Now, quite possibly the most fragile part of the rifle, or of the build, which you can already probably tell that it is extremely fragile. On the actual AR-15, there is a button that you can press to help the bolt go forward. I haven't seen a lot of models that you can actually press it, although you can't press the entire thing. And yes, I have severe allergies if you can't tell already. You can also put up the dust cover, although it does not work at all. So when you pull it back, it doesn't flip back up, although I wish it could. For the grip, it is quite similar to the way that I built the C96 Mauser, or my attempt at it, because it looks nothing like the real thing. But I used some pieces and some slanted, and there's these little bricks that have it where it's straight up and down like normal, but it also has one that goes forward. I used those, and it actually fits quite nicely around the hand, although it looks a bit boring. There's also the selector switch. It does not do anything, mostly because there is no trigger, and it is ambidextrous because it is on both sides. So you can see it here and here. It spins 360, even though I probably shouldn't. I personally like to use my pointer finger, That broke again, and I'm too lazy to re-record because I'm already 5 minutes in. Alright, so in this stock, there actually had to be a bit cut out just so this could move backwards. I'm 90% sure this isn't the way it works on the real thing, and I just used some flat plates so that it looks fairly smooth, although I didn't use them on here. The stock, I used some, what are those twisty angle things that you can use, and I attached them to both sides. Instead of just using 2 of those, I used one of these, where it's like a normal plate, but it has them at the front. I never use those except for rare occasions such as this. Also used it here, just for the sake of making my life easier. There was originally a part that you could put into here and it would add some stuff to make it look a bit better. It kept on breaking off, so I just took it off. I do know that the stock and the buffer tube looks a bit thin. I am too lazy to fix this.